Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm Gail Taggart, and I'm going to welcome you to my Unleash Your Limiting Beliefs webinar today. I hope that everybody is having a good time. I actually am trying to see if I have anybody is on. Let me look and see real quick. And checking everything. And that's that. Okay, so I think it's all good. It says I'm live, so I guess I'm live. Yay! Anyway, I hope that everybody is doing well today. I want to first let you know that this is going to be a little bit longer webinar today than normal. And of course, I can't see any kind of comments or anything like that. So I'm not sure why I'm not seeing anything. Okay. And let's see. Okay, it's being recorded, so we're good there. Okay, so let's get started today, don't we? So today it's not about hype. It's not about motivation. It's more about clarity today. We have these limiting beliefs, and so we want to figure out where those limiting beliefs actually come from. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And let me ask you something. Have you ever known what to do, but you didn't do it at all? Or have you felt more ready to do something, but you hesitated? You pulled back. Have you wanted to grow, but you want to grow your business or you want to grow personally, but you're second guess yourself? These are very common things for everybody. So it's not anything personal. You're not broken. It's just happens, right? It's in our mind. So have you had the desired more confidence, but something kept pulling you back, right? That tension, that pause, that invisible resistance, that's what we're talking about today. Because most women think they have a confidence problem, but you really don't. The confidence is rarely the root of the cause. The belief is what's the root of the cause. And so today we're going to talk about that. We're going to unpack the science and the beliefs around those thoughts and why you keep repeating it and why it quietly influences your goals, your leadership, your business, your daily confidence. Just that confidence to walk into a room of like a networking group that you've never been around people before. Just that group of people might intimidate you, so you shrink. Well, stay with me until the very end, because I have a really special gift for you. For those that stay through the very end of the webinar, then I do have a gift for you. So limiting beliefs I know the word limiting beliefs, I wonder sometimes if people really know what the word limiting belief really means. Well, limiting belief is just merely a thought. It's all it is. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing big. It's a thought. And so limiting beliefs don't sound dramatic. They sound more subtle. They're things like, I'm not ready, or I need more training. How many times have you said that? If I just watch one more training, then I'll launch. If I just take one more course, then I'll know more than the next person. She's ahead of me. How did she rank advance? And I started before her. How many of you have had this limiting belief before? I want you to drop me in comments if you've had this limiting belief. I'm too old. I'm too old to start a new business. I'm too old. Nobody's going to pay attention to me. What if I can't sustain success? Why am I afraid of success? What if I fail? What if I fail? Who am I letting down? Am I letting myself down, my family, my team? Who am I letting down? Sometimes they disguise themselves as wisdom or humility or realism, but often they're patterns. They're patterns that are protecting you. And those patterns formed long time ago. Those patterns actually formed, listen in, I want you to come in close to this. Those patterns actually formed before you were born. Not all of them, but some of them. It's in your DNA. I know you find that hard to believe. That's the science geek person coming out in me. But that's true because it's in your DNA. Your ancestors may have had these same thoughts. Your parents may have had them. Your grandparents may have had them. Your aunts, your uncles, so on, down the line, great-grandparents, people that you didn't even know had these thoughts. And so those thoughts are actually passed down through genetics. Like I said, not all of them, because some of those thoughts that you have are actually learned thoughts. And so often they are patterns that are formed from long ago. And here's the important part. Most of those beliefs were created during seasons when you needed to feel safe. You aren't ready to expand at that time. Your brain is trying to protect you. Didn't want you to grow because it's protecting you. That's what your brain's for. It's there to protect you. That's its job. So it doesn't want you to grow. So what happens? You stop. Your brain is wired to protect you. Just remember that, not to grow you. That's neuroscience. Now, I want to talk about something that's called the habit loop effect. And let me pull this up, my first slide. I have to bring it on. Hold on just 1 second. Hold on 1 second. There it is. So the habit loop effect is this right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There. Look at me. Okay, so the loop effect has 3 parts in it. It has the cue, it has a routine, and it has a reward. So your brain loves efficiency. And so it builds the loop to conserve your energy. And that applies, let's apply this to beliefs. Okay. So your cue, which is this one right here, is you're experiencing something of uncertainty. You're about to post something bold. You're about to say something bold that you've never really been brave enough to say. Or you're about to, maybe you're in your business, maybe you're about to raise your price. Or maybe it's about you want to just speak up over something, about something you believe in. And so that's the cue. And then it goes to the routine. Well, the routine is the belief that activates. So in the cue, in the first one, are the thoughts that you had. The routine, which is your second one, that's the beliefs that's activated. I'm not enough. I shouldn't do that. I'm too old. I can't charge that much. I'll look foolish. They'll think, what in the world does she think she's doing? You know, all of that, all those limiting beliefs, right? And so your brain wants to reward you for that. Right here. That's a reward. Your reward is relief. It means that you're not going to post it. It means that you're delaying your launch. It means that you're stopping yourself from reaching out to a potential customer or a client. It means that you are holding yourself back. And the brain registers that relief as success. The loop strengthens. And so this is not a weakness. It's not. It is a wiring. It's a wiring that we have. It's just played in us. It doesn't mean you're weak. You're just well protected. You're just well protected. And so it's a wiring. That's all it is. So the more the the more the loop repeats itself, the more authentic and automatic, not authentic, the more automatic it becomes. That's why willpower alone rarely works when you're trying to have a belief. You could have all the willpower in the world, but as long as this loop recorder keeps playing on and on in your head, you're not going to get there. So the more that loop recorder repeats, the more automatic that it becomes. That's why willpower doesn't work. So we can't out-discipline a loop that you don't understand. So I'm going to go to the next slide, which will actually help you understand it a little better. So we're going to go just a little bit deeper on this. Let's go to the next slide. Where is my next slide? So there. So the next one is the belief loop. And again, let me see if I can maximize this. Oops, that didn't do it. Let me maximize it. Still not very big. Anyway, this slide is showing you the cue, which is right here, is the trigger. Okay. And so the trigger is a comparison. It's like a slow sales week. If you're having no sales, then that's the trigger. The comparison is, no, let's see. Yeah, the comparison is a comment from someone or a childhood memory, something that has kept you stuck, right? And the reach for it, which was back on our other slide. Let me go back to this one. Oh no, that's not, sorry, that's not it. Oh, here it is. So that's the trigger. And then these are the results of it. So the reach is your nervous system. And the nervous system searches for the most familiar story. It reaches, which is through here, it reaches for the belief that has historically kept you safe. Like, I shouldn't stand out, or I shouldn't get too big, right? I don't want to grow my business too big because then I'll get too big. I'll have too much responsibility. I have a team. Oh my God, how do I lead a team? I don't know how to lead a team. I don't know enough. How much do I have to have in order to grow a team? That means I have to have so many in dollars and so many in people and all of this. And it scares you. You might lose control. So then you have your response. So response is when you pull back. These are your automatic thoughts right here, and your emotions, all of this. That's what that is. And so your response is you pull back. That's natural, right? You pull back. Then you start to overthink. And then when you overthink, then you don't do anything. What do you do then? You have the fight or flight. It's a fear factor, fight or flight. Drop fear if you have ever had that, where you pull back, or you start to overthink, or you just delay. You just don't do it. I have been there. Drop fear if that has been you. Because I have been there so many times, ladies, so many times. And you shrink because then you don't have that confidence. You don't have that belief in yourself anymore. Or maybe you never had the belief in yourself to begin with. But here's the key. The response feels logical. It feels logical to us. The brain prefers to feel familiar. It wants to have that discomfort over unfamiliar growth. It feels good right there. It feels where it's like, oh, I'm in my comfy pajamas. I've got my blanket and I'm snuggly. I'm all safe. But you're not going to grow. There's not going to be any growth as long as you stay stuck in that loop. So, familiar disconnect or familiar discomfort feels safe after unfamiliar expansion. That's why when your business starts moving, and I can attest to this, when your business starts moving, you start pulling back. You start pulling back. Why? Because you get scared. You have that fear factor. What happens in the fear factor? It's the fight or the flight, right? What happens? You leave. You don't show up. You don't do the lives. You don't post. You don't do the reach outs. You don't do the necessary things that we need. Maybe you don't go ask the boss for a raise. Maybe you need to take the day off for something personal and you're scared. There's so many things that hold us back. But it's not because you're incapable. It's because expansion feels uncertain. And so that's where we get stuck in this loop, in this belief loop. Behavior delays. So we have that trigger, then we have the automatic thoughts that come into play, then we have the emotion, and then we have the behavior, right? And then we have the result, and then we have nothing. And so that is part of, let me remove this from the stage there. And so that's where we get stuck. We get stuck in that. And I can attest to this. I have done this myself. I have personally started, I have been in several network marketing companies, and at first I didn't know what I was doing or how to do it. I tried to do it every way that they told me to do it, and it still wasn't working. But it was because I didn't have belief in myself. I didn't have the tools, is basically what it really is. I didn't have the tools that I've learned now how to handle those beliefs and how to handle those thoughts and how to have that confidence. I can tell you 6 years ago, I struggled just to get on live, to do a live. I did. Now it feels really comfortable for me. But before I would do a live, I literally would do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Mel Robbins trick. And that got me through it. I would take a deep breath and I would pray. And I'd say, God, you just got to lead me in this. You're the one that's in charge. And so now I'm better. I'm not 100% because you know what? Your limiting belief is something that takes work. It takes work and it takes deep diving and it takes looking at ourselves. And sometimes that can be scary, right? We don't always want to do that. We don't want to see our flaws. We don't. Now I want to gently just name something for you. Some of you don't struggle when things are slow. You struggle when things start working. This is exactly what I've been talking about. When the visibility increases, when all of a sudden you have all these new friend requests, all these new people reaching out, when the clients actually say yes to your offer. Oh my God, how many of you wilt away like a flower? I actually have some coaching clients and we have experienced this and we've talked about this. And it is something that I coach them with because it is a confidence problem. And so a lot of times women don't realize that it's a confidence problem because some women feel like they really have confidence. But then once we start digging in that garden of all those weeds and getting to the root, we find, yeah, there's some roots down there. And those roots are starting to grow weeds. And those weeds are growing into a beautiful garden of lack of confidence. So that struggles. And that causes them to struggle. And that is strangling those flowers. The weeds strangle the flowers. And that is what your limiting beliefs do. Your limiting beliefs actually will just strangle you. You struggle when things start working. When progress starts building. When the client says yes, you get scared. You pull back. And then something whispers inside of you. Can I sustain this? Can I keep this up? Do I have the leadership skills that it takes to lead somebody? Am I equipped with the right tools, with the knowledge? What if I disappoint them? What if I can't deliver what I say I'm going to deliver? That's called an upper limit resistance. And when success challenges your old identity, that nervous system reacts. It's a cause and effect. The cause is the belief. The effect is lack of confidence. When success challenges your old identity, the nervous system reacts. So if you've been carrying the identity of, I'm still trying to figure it out, I'm behind, I'm not as advanced as others, their growth feels threatening to me, it's all those things. Not because you don't want it, because you do want it. You desperately want it. But because it requires a new identity and identity shift feels vulnerable, what happens? You pull back. You stop. You put the brakes on. I want you to drop me below if that is you. Are you putting the brakes on? Are you holding yourself back? Are you having those limiting beliefs? Just drop me below. Awareness is powerful, ladies. It's so powerful. But awareness without action keeps the loop intact. Remember the loop? Well, it keeps it going. So here's what I am doing. I am opening up 10 positions, 10 private belief breakthrough clarity calls. And I'm doing it for the next 48 hours. These are going to be focused 20-minute sessions that we're going to identify. I'm going to identify the specific belief that is influencing your current plateau, the pattern that is reinforcing it, the thing that is holding you back, and your next aligned step. I will show you the next aligned step that you need to take. I'm keeping this intentionally small because it is something that I really love to do. I am passionate about this. I am keeping it small so that I can focus on you. So once those 10 spots are filled within the 48 hours, I close the calendar. If you feel and that feels aligned with you, then comment belief and I'll send you the link. And because you have stayed till the end, I see that I have 9 comments. I can't see what they're saying, but I want to just say thank you for showing up today, and thank you for this. You did this for yourself. You're here because there is a limiting belief issue and you want to work on it. You are tired of staying stagnant. You are ready for growth. You are tired of feeling the same pains that you've been feeling, the doubts, the limiting beliefs, the lack of confidence, all of the, on an emotional guidance scale, you have 1 to 20. And on left-hand side, I should have put the image up here. When left-hand side are all the strong positive words, and all the left-hand side are all the negative. The self-doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the overwhelm. If you feel that, that is a limiting belief. That is holding you back. That is holding you back from your own potential. You could grow potentially, just huge. So I am going to gift you my Grace-Filled Reawakening Bundle. And this includes some reflection prompts. It's a short grounded meditation. It is emotional reset exercises and journaling pages to begin clearing your limiting beliefs. This is not about fixing yourself. It's not about that, because you're not broken. You're not broken. It's all about becoming aware with grace. Drop grace in the comments and I'll send you this gift. You know, I want to leave this with you today, is you're not stuck. You are patterned. And those patterns, any pattern can be understood. And those patterns, remember, came from beliefs that we maybe heard, maybe told, maybe someone somewhere down the line. It was in our DNA. You know, you may have heard it even from strangers. You may have heard some limiting beliefs from a boss, from a coworker, from a friend. Any patterns can be understood. So you don't need more hustle. You need clarity. You need clarity. And clarity changes everything. I had to have clarity when I was trying to find my way and what led me to my passion. If you have a passion for something, then start digging deep. Ask yourself some questions. Give it to God and let Him open that door for you. And clarity does change everything. So I want to thank you for being here. I'm honored that you showed up today. I'm so thrilled. And so I want to thank you, and anybody that's watching this on replay, please drop replay in the comments and I will be happy to get back with you. And again, if anyone is interested and you're ready to get on a call, then just drop belief. And I want to just leave this with you today. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back because you took the first step to identifying a piece of clarity. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.